Joining me this evening, Amitabh Thakur is joining me from Lucknow. Shehzad Poonawalla, an activist, is joining me here in the Noida studio. And from the Samajwadi Party, we'll have Bukkal Nawab, who will be joining us in just a bit. Let me start with you, Amitabh Thakur. You've been in the Indian Police Service. You know how the system works. For viewers who are trying to understand what exactly is happening in Uttar Pradesh, give us a sense of the kind of pressure the Superintendent of Police in Rampur would have been to find these stolen buffaloes.
See, what I would like to say is that, as we all know, somehow, unfortunately, we have made a distinction between high-profile cases and ordinary cases. Ordinary cases are the one where ordinary people are involved, which will not make much hue and cry. High-profile are one where the seat of the officer concerned becomes slightly hot. And again, unfortunately, it must be the case in Rampur also. In hot cases, the chase is again quite hot, and many times it becomes a caricature also. The entire machinery, the way it teasels, the way it starts running, it becomes more of a caricature than being a professionalism. Particularly because of the fact that we don't react in the same manner, with the same alacrity, in the same uniformity in the ordinary cases. This is unfortunate, this is sad, but this is what it is like.
No, also give us a sense of the district administration was on its toes. There was a dog squad, 3 police officers have been transferred. Is this classic Azam Khan style of, getting his job done without, looking at the real priorities at hand? And do you see this sort of thing happening, recurring in the state, because there obviously is nobody to question him, to hold him accountable?
See, again, for me to exactly pinpoint a man and to talk about him, instead of that, I would prefer to again state that high-profile people, or the people who think they are high-profile, who think they have power with them, they do behave in a manner which is quite contradictory to what ordinary people do. It could be anyone, it could be a minister, it could be any other person who feels he has authority and who has a sense to turn the bureaucrat's head.
Okay,
so all these people...
let me ask Shehzad Poonawalla, who's been in the camps in Muzaffarnagar where the riot victims were. Shehzad, you've seen Azam Khan not even visit once. Yes. He was the one who was in charge of these camps and looking after the Muzaffarnagar victims. This is clearly a man who has whose writ perhaps runs large in these areas, and he pretty much does what he likes.
So for a state where there have been over 2,500 murders, 1,100 sexual assaults on women, 2,000 children have been missing, as you rightly put it out. A combing operation to be carried out for 7 buffaloes, but not for terrorists, not for these missing children. It seems to just reinforce that Uttar Pradesh government has got its priorities completely wrong, and it's not a new fact. Headlines today has been at this and has been exposing it, whether it was the 10 crore spent on Safai but no rations given to the Muzaffarnagar victims, whether it was going on a junket but not visiting the camps, whether it was giving tax breaks to Dead Ishq, and now they are giving a tax break to Jai Ho, perhaps because Salman performed a beautiful Bollywood dance, but there is no money or rations or basic necessities being given to the victims of Muzaffarnagar, who are anyways being called professional beggars, conspirators, and all these sorts of things. So, in the last 6 or 7 months of the Akhilesh government, we've seen 2 or 3 striking features. One, that they live in denial. Secondly, they are engaging in an operation cover-up to hide the 6 or 7 big riots and 100 communal incidents that have taken place. And thirdly, that they have reached a culture of insensitivity that would make Lohia crawl in his grave and Marie Antoinette smile upon them.